Harry Houdini was born on March 24, 1874 in Budapest, Hungary as Erich Weiss. At a young age, his family of 8 moved to Appleton, Wisconsin, where he claimed he was born. His dad, a Jewish rabbi, worked in Appleton until the family accumulated enough money to move to New York City. By 13, the Weiss family had moved into a small boarding house in the heart of New York City. In 1984, he renamed himself Harry Houdini after a famous magician, Robert Houdin. He began performing on the streets to scrummage up enough money to keep his family from losing the house and living on the streets. In 1983, he met a young girl named Beatrice Ronner, a magician herself, who became his assistant and his wife. He had little success with magic until he began doing his escape acts with handcuffs. Most famously known as the King of Handcuffs, Houdini tested his limits and tried what seemed like impossible for the 1920s. He did most of his tricks in jail cells, but his most famous handcuff escape was this video. Although he did manage to escape, the impact from the water loosened several teeth and gave him 2 black eyes. By 1899, he has found fame thanks to Martin Beck, an entertainment manager who gave Houdini a European tour and got him into the largest venues around the world. Beck signed Houdini after seeing yet another handcuff escape trick, one set in the jail cell where Charles Guiteau, the man who assassinated the president, once sat. He eventually went on to become the highest paid performer in American vaudeville. Once Houdini was invited to perform in America in the early 1900s, he decided to broaden his array of tricks beyond handcuffs. Houdini soon became a household name in the U.S. after a straitjacket escape in the middle of New York City. What many don't know is that Houdini stole this trick from his brother, who was also a fairly successful magician in the 20s.
In this picture shown, Houdini is in the midst of performing his milk can escape trick, where he would essentially hold his breath underwater for minutes on end. It was later found out that Houdini was not submerged in water. He actually built a small escape route from inside of the can, which would lead back into his dressing room. He would wait in there until the crowd believed he had drowned. By 1912, Houdini reached the pinnacle of his success with his escape trick in the Chinese water torture cell. Houdini hung upside down, suspended into the water chamber for more than 3 minutes until he could escape. For this trick, he had taught himself to hold his breath for 5 minutes. He performed this trick until he died. It became the hallmark of his name. Because Houdini became a very wealthy man, he invested a lot of money in film and planes. In 1909, he bought his first plane after celebrating his first release film called Merveilleux Exploits de Célèbre Houdini Paris. This film was about his escape acts he did in the European tour. He did start 2 film labs, but both companies were unsuccessful. In 1923, he became the president of Martinka & Company, America's oldest magic company. In this time is where he wrote 3 books, all on magic. Though he spoke highly on magician, he despised psychic power and people who claimed that they were spiritualists. For as long as he was famous, he tried desperately to take down their business and exploit them as frauds. In 1926, Houdini died from acute appendicitis on October 31, 1926. People questioned whether his death was caused by poison from revengeful spiritualists or a punch to the stomach from a college student, something Houdini told the world that he could withstand any punch to the stomach from anyone. The college student apparently asked him if he could try before Houdini was ready, and it ruptured his appendix. Doctors believed that he performed for 2 straight days with a burst appendix. He refused to see a doctor until the 3rd day. By then, it was too late to fix it. He is still one of the best magicians and escape artists in the world, and will forever be looked up for his courage and amazement.